obviously the most challenging thing always when you exec a project with, and this is absolutely no offense to either of you guys, but with two independent artists, that aren't like signed to a major label, you guys aren't spending millions of dollars on marketing,
For sure.
That's probably the biggest challenge, and it's going to be the biggest challenge for every single artist out there in the same spot. The Radium Podcast, episode 87. We got a really special one actually today. We got two different people from two different lands afar in different areas. I got Miami in the house with LJ Smooth. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Good, man. It's so good to have you here, dude.
It's a pleasure to be here finally, man.
Yeah, and we finally get to talk about this really dope remix that Will just dropped. And we got Will in the house up in Studio City.
What's up?
We always give applause to Will for some reason. It's just part of the game. Yeah, Will made it! Yeah. He made it through the traffic. So it's episode 87. We want to do something special here and talk about the remix that we just dropped. This has kind of been a collaboration between all of us. LJ, of course, being the guy that wrote the melodies and top line and lyrics and everything. And I produced the track, mixed, mastered the original, and then was like, hey, Will, dude, you're Brazilian. You can do cool stuff with drums, right? You got big old butts in Brazil.
Right? You know how to play some bongos, right?
Yeah. You do all that stuff, right? Whistling and lots of colors and stuff. Yeah, so he jumped on it. He was like, hell yeah, I'm down. And did the remix. So The Feeling is out, the remix by Will. What is it? Will Music, right?
Yeah, it's WLL, Will. It's basically my name without the I, which is, it's easy to remember, easy to say, like Will, something like that.
It's a Will. Will. You just basically make a vowel sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to tell people that it's Will, but without the I, so it's my ego. It's outside the equation.
I like that.
It's just something I created like
You're
on
so
the
spiritual.
fly. It wasn't thought through at all. Yeah.
It's Will without the I, man. It's about you. It's about world peace. No, it's really about booty shaking. Yeah. But yeah, man, I wanted to get in. I just want to ask a couple questions because I think this is kind of a cool collaboration, being that we're all just kind of from completely different backgrounds and upbringings, and I think that's maybe the coolest part about how all this stuff came together. LJ. We got you out in Miami, but you're from Virgin Islands originally?
Yeah, man. Born and raised in the Virgin Islands. So I was born in St. Thomas, which is actually the U.S. Virgin Islands. So it's American territory. And I was raised in Tortola, which is the British Virgin Islands, which is British territory. So, yeah, born and raised there. I only came to the States probably like about 9 years ago. So.
Oh wow!
Real island boy.
So you came right into Miami.
Straight to Miami, fell in love, never left.
Okay, so you were basically running some cocaine in.
No, no way.
He goes, yeah, the drug game. It's just real easy on this peninsula here. Hey man, I've seen all the documentaries and stuff on the 80s.
Yeah, it's a big thing, man. The island trafficking and all that stuff is crazy.
Just wild, right?
It's wild.
So okay, so you got like this background where your rhythms are super, unique, I'd say. Mm-hmm. And then we got the Brazilian rhythms in there, and then we got the white guy. The white guy from Portland, Oregon. Micro brews and hipster town, It's kind of funny. It's like it's such a interesting collaboration, and maybe like not so interesting anymore because the internet is so pervasive in our lives.
Yeah.
It's like everybody's connected to everybody now.
Yeah.
You got like Japanese ska coming out. No, I don't really know if that's really coming out. Hopefully that never makes it anymore.
It's so hard to find like pure rhythms, like pure genres these days. Like, I
Facts.
make punk rock, like
Yeah.
from the dude. Are you serious? Like you don't use any synths, any any, I don't know, something else. It's like pure jazz, like
Unadulterated
so
rock and roll.
Yeah, it's so hard to find. Even the most conservative musicians out there, they experimenting all the time across genres. Yeah.
I love that. I think it's really cool. Like the technology has definitely been able to, it's finally catching up with people's ideas. But yeah, man, how did this song really like come together, LJ? Because like the feeling and like, what were you out to do with this song like originally?
Yeah, I mean, so I wrote this last year. So I was working on a project, just working on different songs so I could have like a few singles to put out in 2020, try to make the most of the quarantine and all that stuff. But initially I had like 4 songs. And then I felt like something was missing, something like upbeat, because I did a lot of R&B. I did some Caribbean stuff, but I always wanted to venture into like the pop, kind of fuse pop and R&B, because I love that type of that music. The Weeknd, Michael Jackson, Bruno Mars, that type of stuff. So I was like, trying to think of what I could do, and I came across a pop song, and I was like, maybe this is what I should do, try to do something like that. So I started looking around, trying to, thinking about different things, thinking about my different experiences, because that's what I like to do. I like to write about, my different life experiences that happened to me personally. So I just started thinking about a night out with one of my friends. Me and her, when we go out, we always have a good time, we're drinking, partying, whatever. Maybe if we take an edible, who knows, right? It's a good time. So the hook came to my head. I'm so high, I just might touch the ceiling. And, I just went with that. I just kind of build around that, kind of trying to capture that experience. Like you're out having a great time. Nothing else matters. You're just floating and it's a vibe. That's pretty much how it came about.
I love that, man. Like I spent, some time in Costa Rica and in Central America, like almost a year. And back when I lived there, I was, turning 21 in Costa Rica, and that's kind of the vibe, it's like, it's like nothing really matters, and you're just going out to these beach bars every night and you're dancing. And it's such a feeling, that's why I like the tagline being, the feeling. I thought that was really cool. But definitely when I got it, I was like, hell yeah, let's funk it up, like let's make it more funk, more like pop funk kind of vibe to it. And then once we finished that up, it was like, all right, someone's got to do a remix of this, right?
Yep.
Like it almost like made sense. Like I was like, okay, I almost feel like it was a remix first, almost. Like it just seems like that kind of track. Like, oh, that's the remix, and then where's the original? Oh, that was from 1976. You know what I mean?
No, completely.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and then I don't really want to be like a host here and like be interviewing you guys, because when you picked this up and you were like, "Yo, Brad just gave me all the stems to this thing," and it's like this pop funk thing. Like, what made you want to do what you did with it? Like, pitch all the vocals down and go like.
I think the very first thing is the day you showed me the track. Mm-hmm. When you played it back the first time, I think it was like a rough draft. I was already thinking what to do. Isn't that crazy? Like, you didn't offer me the track at all, but I was thinking, if I could do a remix, I would totally do this and that. Because it's funny, because as producers, we always try to hack our own process. I try to do that every single time, every single new track. I try to hack my own process so I can come with something new. I just get so tired of starting with the drums and starting with this and that. So when I hear something that has a lot of potential to push me to new boundaries, it gets me excited and gets me thinking about my process again, about maybe I can try this and that, and in combination with the things I'm listening at that time, it was just so flawless. I mean, it was so smooth. I mean, not
no puns intended.
It was LJ smooth.
Not pun intended. Pun not intended. But it's really smooth. Like seriously, I I remember like the day you gave me the stems, I probably spent 4 to 6 hours straight, and it's really hard for me like to keep attention throughout those like that amount of hours. And I had probably 80% of you listen done. Right. I would say like just some effects at the ends and bridges and all that I did in the very last time. And of course we talk about some stuff that could be redone. Yeah, man, I think the decisions were based on my willingness to bring more colors, because as you said, it looked like a track from the 70s and 80s, and then I just needed to bring like something more punchy, more clubby, something that I could listen in the club. But the decision to pitch down the vocals was actually an experiment, and I love it. So I did the whole track on the original pitch, and then I started messing around with the pitch shift and on LJ's vocals. Right. And it was getting good, but what I did in the very last end as well, I pitched everything. So the track, if I bypass on the mix bus, there's a shift pitch there. Nice. And if I bypass is the whole track like on the original key, which is crazy. And then I don't know, I just like the vibe, it sounds less harsh on my ears. And for a club too, I think it makes the bass more blended with the rest of the instrumental.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it a lot. Like as I was mixing it, is like just try to make everything so you can turn it up really loud. Like if you turn up, and that's like something, obviously this is the Radium Podcast. I got to talk about the music business and talk about the the art of the music and everything. And like just going deeper into it, it's like,
for sure, one
thing that I highly recommend to anybody making anything that's going to play at the club is like watch that 1 to 5K area, like those frequencies that are so harsh that people don't really think about it. And like modern music, you hear people throwing around this term like the vocals are so crispy. I want everything crispy. And it's like, no, you don't. I promise you don't. Because when you finally take that to the club, when you're at that club and they're blasting it and you're drinking and your ears are bleeding, you're going to be like, dude, I don't know why I hate this song and it irritates me so much.
Yeah.
But I cannot stand this song. And people are going to hate you and your music because of it. And I know that sounds so dramatic, but dude, I can count so many times I was at the club in LA. And when I first came to LA, it was like the heyday of clubbing in LA. Like it was like the coolest time ever to be out in LA. There were all these cool new clubs going on and it was just fun, right? And it was lots of loud music and Drake's new records dropping and club records. And every time something came on that had like brittle high end or mid range, I would just everyone would kind of get irritated, Like you're like yelling, hey, and like people are like, dude, turn the music down.
Oh my god, no.
So totally, that's a really important aspect of this track, and the remix was, really trying to make sure that everything sounded really low end, heavy, and watery, and you could just more feel it than like everything's poking out and hitting you in the face.
And something else too. I considered I always start a track with the intention, where I'm going, right? What I want to transmit with the track, so I can do the chord progressions and all that. But the very first thing I thought is, oh man, I want to be more sensual, more sexy, because even in the music video, like LJ has a fun approach, but there's a twist at the end that it's more sexual, sensual, involving. That I want to bring that up. And even if you saw the colors, the palette of the music video and the colors of the remix, they relate 100%. That's where I get the palette from. So is trying to bring that second part a little.
Yeah, no, makes sense. Totally, it's like bring out the after everybody's had too much to drink.
Exactly.
You
already picked your girl or boy. You're just investing.
finally locking in. Now it's funny. It's funny how many of these things, like, you know, you have to think about as you're shooting a video, you know, the color schemes. And I'm sure, like, LJ, I'm sure whoever shot the video and stuff, you know, they were thinking about that too. They're like, bright colors, you know, it's daylight kind of vibes in the house. We're spinning the thing and we're having fun and we're still sober. And then like dark colors and everything kind of gets more, you know.
Show that progression from, like you said, the drink to the
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the drinks start happening and then, you know, like lights go down, the blues start coming up.
Did they shoot on your apartment, LJ?
Yeah, we shot this right here actually.
Awesome.
in this apartment. Yeah.
That's tight.
It's so tight, dude. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to do that. You know, a lot of people can't just like shoot in their apartment.
It looks super good, right?
Yeah, and it still look cool.
Yeah. Jay, what do you think what is your favorite part, either in the original, that thing that makes you like, oh man, I really like this. And also in the remix, what do you think is your favorite parts?
I think it's the same for me for both parts. It's because in the original draft that I had, and Brad could tell you this, I kind of did it, you know, kind of as a draft, you know, trying to see like what he thought and stuff like that. And he was giving me some pointers in terms of ad-libs and, you know, changing certain things up. But my favorite part is the second hook, just before the second hook, so the chorus going into the second chorus, where I kind of went up an octave and kind of ramp it up to give you that feel. I really like that part because, you know, it's good, it's mellow in the beginning and cool and you're vibing and all that stuff, but then when you get there, it kind of takes it up a notch, and then I really like that you feel it. So that's my favorite part of the record. On the remix,
I really like the high harmonies you put on there, the high double stacks. You know, the I'm so high. That show's tight. I always like that kind of stuff though. Like, I feel like if you're producing anything that has a lot of energy, like mid tempo to up tempo stuff, it has to have like a lift in the chorus. And a lot of people miss that with vocal production, is like, you know, you got to stack the high one, you know?
Yeah.
Even if you're not a female, you can't really hit it. Like, you got to fake it. You got to auto-tune the crap out of it. You know? You got to make sure that like comes up in not just level, but pitch and everything else, you know, so that the energy comes back up.
Yeah.
Brad, about you, I just wanted to ask you this question a long time. Like, how was to not only mix, master, and produce the track, but to exact produce the track? Like, you thinking about not only the musical aspect, but the markability of the song and what is, you know, behind everything. And what was nice for you and what was challenging for you?
Yeah, so obviously the most challenging thing always when you exec a project with, you know, and this is absolutely no offense to either of you guys, but with two independent artists, you know, that aren't like signed to a major label, you guys aren't spending millions of dollars on marketing, you know.
For sure.
That's probably the biggest challenge, and it's going to be the biggest challenge for every single artist out there in the same spot. Whether you're a producer, artist, beat maker, you know, composer, whatever, if you don't have 6 figures a year to spend on marketing, a lot of people just don't know who you are. And it's going to take years and years and years to even get any sort of recognition, right?
Right.
So I think like that's the hard part, is that you get into a position where you're like, the music has to be undeniable now, right? And you're not going to reach 10 million people, 100 million people, but you can reach 1 million people, right? With like a good, you know, $1,000 ad spend, $1,500, you know, and you can approach the marketing right, the branding right. So I think overall the feeling for me was like, okay, this is really cool because LJ's got his own twist on something that's kind of, you know, kind of like a nostalgic kind of sound, dance, funk, disco, pop kind of thing. And he's putting his own little twist on it because of who he is in his style. You know, he comes from Afro beats and you know, he's got island music going on and R&B and stuff. So this is kind of like, you know, putting him on top already kind of sounds cool and different. It's more unique. And then you take like that idea, like you know, you get all the branding right, you get all the colors right, you get the visuals right, because that's what people are going to connect to with the music, right? So that was all LJ. Like, I'm so glad that you actually took initiative with this one, LJ, and like really, you know, shot a good video, got good coloring, made it fun, you know, but still had like that sexy vibe to it. Like you took on a lot of that. But then it's like any song, it doesn't matter like who, you know, makes it or whatever. It's like, if nobody knows you, you're still going to be drowning in, you know, the fact that coronavirus is the number one thing being searched and President Trump and impeachment and all this other bullshit. Yeah. You're competing against everything, not just who just released a record this Friday.
Yeah.
It's like people think so small in the music industry, and it's something I repeatedly beat on because it's such an epidemic. It's like, oh man, if we could just make $1,000 off this song. It's like, dude, you guys think so small. You know, music is forever. A song is like an asset that can grow and grow and grow. It can feed many families. Yeah. And it's happened with many songs, right?
Yeah.
Songs have like changed people's lives. It's built careers. It's built hundreds of careers, right? From A&Rs to labels, blown up labels, to managers, to other artists that get signed because of that artist got big off the song, etc. So to me, I always think about that 360. I'm like, okay, so how do you keep giving the song new life?
Yeah.
Remix. Right? So, okay, if you can remix it, then you can give it a whole new life. Can you remix it again? Can you do, you know, a concert? Can you do a giveaway? Can you do a new thing around it? Can you sync license it into a commercial that fits it perfectly, gives it another life? Can you sync license it into a movie and give it a new life? Can you put another artist on it and do a remix with a featured rap verse or something, right? Because listen, like, the thing that every artist, I don't care if you're independent or you're signed to a label or a publishing deal, every artist gets wrong is that they think people are actually paying attention to them. Nobody's paying attention, you know? You have to treat every single song and every piece of content and every post that you put out like nobody's seen it. Nobody's ever seen it, and they're never going to see it. You know, you're in a flood. Like, you're basically like throwing like sand pebbles into the ocean. And you're like, dude, I already threw that sand pebble out there.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Nobody saw it, you know?
Yeah, people have, like, why you think Coca-Cola, McDonald's, they're still advertised to this day. Yeah. Oh, yeah, could you imagine? Oh, yeah, we already spent our marketing budget on that.
Everybody knows Coke, right? So, and it's also
what are you talking about?
It's that idea as well. Like, you got Coke, you got cherry Coke, right? You have vanilla Coke. You then put Coke in McDonald's and you got it on the tap. You got commercials that tie in with advertising with McDonald's or Wendy's or whatever, right? It's like Coca-Cola sponsoring Super Bowls, Coca-Cola here, Coca-Cola there, right?
Yep.
And if you start to think like an actual company and not like the music industry, because the music industry is just baby thinking. If you start thinking like that, you might have a shot. But that's it. Like, you're just gonna get a shot at it, and then now you got to be consistent for years and consistently create that high quality product and figure out a million ways to market it over a year, 2 years, 3 years. Not I rolled it out, I made some posts on my thing, and then I'm going to drop another one. Like, you have to continually push that thing that you believe in. And that's kind of like the idea around the whole thing, as far as like, you know, and executively producing like a project. It has so many different meanings nowadays, right? But the music business itself it's just literally an entrepreneurial ocean of no rules. There's nothing telling anyone to do anything. There's no guidelines. So you just figure it out, make it up, and get creative about everything, right?
Yeah.
And if you can't be creative about your marketing, your business, but you can be creative with your music, you'll fail. If you can be creative with your marketing, but not your music, you'll fail. You have to be creative with everything. right?
Exactly.
It takes a 360 degree. I'm a creative. I make everything is art to me. It's fun. It's creative. I want to have fun with it, and I want to try new things and bend rules and break stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
Perfectly
real.
said. What is next for you, LJ? What are you working on right now? What is your plans for 2021? You have anything lined up?
Yeah, man, I'm constantly writing. I'm gonna be working with Brad again, try to make this magic happen again.
Nice, sir.
I already got some
Let's go.
some beats that I'm writing stuff to, but I kind of want to focus on more of this type of music, right? More of that kind of pop fused with R&B. And also Afro beats, man. I'm working on some stuff there. So,
yeah, man, I love your Afro beat stuff.
yeah, so Afro beats, a lot of people like the two songs that receive a lot of the most attention, I would say, is this song, The Feeling, and one of my other songs called TikTok. And I really like those two,
that track.
Those two genres, Afro beats and pop. So I'm working on stuff like that, more stuff like that. And yeah, I'm gonna be bringing out some stuff this year, man. I'm excited. So
Awesome, man.
just in the creative
And what about
process.
you? What about you, Will?
Oh man, so many projects. But yeah, with Will, with my electronic project, I have 9 more songs coming in this year. Thank God. All
Nice.
mixed and mastered by Radium.
That's what's up.
And yeah, exactly. That's my new go-to. Creating content every day. Trying to help artists, help people like me, people like us that are trying not only to make a living of music, but trying to transform things through music. I think that's the most important thing, and that's what drive me to create this project in first place. Is to create. Is to touch people, to inspire, and to move people. That's why I have this electronic project, and we'll see where we goes.
Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, everybody's got to go, just run up this track, run up the original, The Feeling. It's all over the place, right? It's available everywhere. The Feeling, Will Remix, the original, The Feeling, LJ Smooth. Go follow these guys. You guys want to drop your IG handles?
Yeah. So go with WLL_music on Instagram and everywhere, or willmusic.com. It's pretty easy.
Yeah,
Nice.
And for me, it's LJ_smooth music, IG, Twitter, all that stuff, man. Check it out.
So make sure and go follow these guys. They got a lot more music coming. I know that. So appreciate everyone tuning in.
what
The
about
Radium
yours? What
Podcast.
about
Yeah, what you
yours?
got working on, Brad? What you got coming up?
He says, hold up. I'm working on a bunch of stuff, but I gotta be careful which ones I talk about. But I will be dropping my own music, which is really cool. I'm excited about that. I was singing in bands and writing music, back when I was 18, 19, 20. And then I wrote a bunch of songs for like commercials and stuff where I sang on them and wrote songs. And I never really put out any records for distribution, as an artist. I mean, even back when I was making records, that really didn't even exist. Like, you couldn't just like upload to Spotify, Hey, get on DistroKid and go distribute your record. Like, no, we had to get like record deals and shit, right? So I'm going to be dropping some music this year, which will be really cool under Bradley, which will be fun. That I'm producing, writing, singing on, mixing, mastering, like doing it all,
I'm trying to get on one of those tracks, man. Put some
man,
island flavor on it.
It's gonna be fun, man. I'm actually really excited to drop this stuff because it's like stuff that just like I feel like making. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, instead of it
awesome.
being like, yeah, I'm an artist and I'm 100% an artist. Like, nah, I'm just gonna make shit I like making. I'm gonna put it out there, let people just enjoy it, and then also probably just capitalize the shit out of it. Sync it and all that stuff. Because I gotta make business happen.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, man, lots coming on. I got a lot of stuff coming out for, Radium. Just trying to help a lot more independent artists this year. That's really my goal. It's to connect with more people, build the mailing list, help more people grow their music businesses. Because, making multiple 6 figures a year off music, like, I really want to get more people in the circle, I guess, is the best way to put it, right? Like, I don't want to chase labels. I've never done that. I won't do that. I just build my own business, be a complete entrepreneur, be completely independent, and just try to build more people up around me that can do the same. So I can, have a little team and have, hopefully like a label kind of idea, maybe become a publisher in the future. So a lot of stuff on the horizon. It's a lot of work, but, just keep pushing, man. But that's it. That's all I got to say. So shut up. No more questions. Hey, man, it looks nice out there in Miami, man. You got the nice sunset behind you.
It's amazing out here, man. I love it.
You drinking white wine?
I'm on some vodka club right now,
Oh damn! Look, he's going hard, dude. I know, like I'm like in this whole like get inside and stay inside thing. I'm like taking down these like big ass bottles of whiskey in like a week or so. I'm like, oh damn, I'm an alcoholic now, man.
You guys got to take a trip down here.
You get bored, man.
You guys got to take a trip down here when everything is open again.
Oh hell yeah! I'd love to. That'd be so much fun.
Can't wait, man.
Absolutely. Miami's a great spot for music too, man. There's just there's so many different styles down there. It's just so much more open than Los Angeles is,
Yeah.
Like Los Angeles is like very niche, and there's all these little groups of producers making records, and like Miami's just like,
everyone,
let's party.
You can find, definitely. Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's great. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming through, guys. Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
That's episode 87.
It's a wrap.
Yeah.